Now we get to wait the 30 seconds for the ad to roll through for the people who are viewing it without subscription. Twitch has to make their money somehow. Yeah, they do. I hope you guys have had a wonderful evening. If you were not here yesterday, Theron and Riley actually hit floor 88 of Heaven on High. We are so totally stoked about that.
And then kind of fell over so massively.
Yeah, we fell over pretty hard.
But still, beat our old record by 7 levels.
Mm-hmm. Now let's see if we can do that for the next run.
I'd be very happy to make it to 81 next run, and even happier to get past 81 next run.
Yes. Yes, I agree. Okay.
First, Fruit Sweets? I've been sitting here all week. Is my order ever going to show up?
I think you went to the bathroom and he thought you'd left. So you might have to resubmit it again.
And I can't even blame this one on DoorDash.
No, you can't. Oh, we have a new side quest. With everyone's favorite lecher. Actually, we have a couple side quests to do before we leave the area, so. Oh, where's my speed? 33, 32, 32. So I need to shift down. Probably didn't need that.
That's a good question.
These gloves totally do not go with
32.
this dress.
And there's nothing at 31 here, is there? No, I can probably finish off 32 fighting whatever they have out there. 31, because my gladiators or warrior is just shy of level.
Yeah, why don't you try doing the quest take it as something else, try doing the quest and see if you can push over for the turn-in.
Yep, exactly.
Kuzai Tazai, who moved my head cheese.
Yeah. Not going there.
So not going there?
Yeah. Many a quarrel has been started over empty larders, and Kuzai Tazai fears that soon acrimony will be the order of the day in Costa del Sol. I'm sorry, ma'am. We've no head cheese today. That's a good thing. No, when you have Ludfisk, you have a problem.
That's a story for another time.
Yes, it is. Why ever not? Because the kobolds are stealing food everywhere in Costa del Sol, that's why. The tomato pies, the mashed popotos, and now the head cheese to boot. Maybe they just have good taste and they're getting rid of it all for you. Now, I have an idea for ambushing these beady-eyed furballs, but I can't go off in case Master Erdersweitz needs me. And I can't stand here and do nothing about it either, as I'm the one getting blamed for the missing eats. You do look a little round. Are you sure you haven't been sneaking them on the side?
Maybe.
Might you be willing to solve this problem for me, adventurer? You look to have some spare time. Really? I've placed the meats the kobolds like best in these 5 sacks. Line them up along the pier to the north, and they should come scurrying. And then we show them a long walk off a short pier. Got it.
Frilson?
Unrefined methods. Frilson has some makeshift explosives at his disposal. What could possibly go wrong? The kobolds are up to something. See these contraptions out? See those contraptions out along the road to the west? They've gone so far as to set up their damn refiners within yalms of our beach. You know what I say? It's time to blow them to kingdom come. I just happen to have made some makeshift bombs for the occasion, but I've never thrown one before. Look, adventurer, I've seen you around here, and you seem a capable sort. Could you take these and pitch them at the refiners for me? Never build a bomb you're not willing to set off yourself.
I agree with this. Pilboa?
The P tribe. Buffaloed all the way. Piablo is a maidservant of dignity on a rather inglorious errand. Well, yeah, you work for Kikiruju. What'd you expect?
Master Gigiruju is, of course, second to none in matters of business and connoisseurship. However, he can be something naive regarding other matters. For example, he has become convinced that the recent spat of earthquakes is at fault of the large buffaloes that roam near. I grant some amount of exasperation over our local children being mauled in the wake of tremors, but really now. It's one thing to see the buffaloes as a tizzy, but it's quite another to think that they could have anything to do with the quakes. I have tried to reason with him, but it's to no avail. Might you simply indulge the matter by slaying half a dozen of the creatures?
We getting paid?
It looks like it.
I suppose we could do it.
Gil is always...
The wind... Yes. The wind, it passes. Lock up your arcanas and hide the heavy equipment. Master Gigiruju is feeling bored. Excellent timing. Come, come. Still, such a wilting day, and I had a thought. Well, okay, now it's day. It's officially day.
Yes.
And I had a little thought, a violet, not a rose, to call up a refreshing breeze. The wind sprites now. You can get a healthy puff or two out of them. It follows that a powerful sprite can set a whole city aflutter. Yeah, you don't want to do that. According to my best calculations, or rather my second best calculations, no need to ask how or why, collecting 3 cores from wind sprites should permit you to summon a more powerful specimen. Won't someone, present company definitely included, carry out my genius plan? Will someone deign to collect this handsome reward?
You're lucky we're too stupid not to accept the guild.
Something like that.
Actually, I think we want to do it first. Okay, jumping off over here and then...
Whee! Oops.
Oops! Did I...
Yes.
I'm sorry. Over here first.
Oh, fine. This time you pick a different destination.
No, it's... No, not that one.
And
That one. The bloodstained
Is this
sack.
gonna be-
Who moved the head cheese?
simple burlap sack filled by Kuza Tazai with several freshly cut slabs of dodo meat.
Hello, Foxfire. Welcome, welcome.
Mm-hmm. Up here. Oh, I just remembered.
Hmm?
Down to 31.
Ah, yes. Don't forget to eat some food.
Well, I would have eaten some already, but my order never came. For the whole last week. A purple smoky destination. That's not ominous. And there's science.
Get that over there. Needs to go. Oh, and why is... Ow. Something is not on my bar that should be on my bar. Come here, limit break.
No, I thought you were going to say a proper drink or something. I mean, on the bar. Oh, sorry, on the bar, not on the bar tap. Sorry.
We don't have that much gil, dear.
Why do you think we have a tab? Okay, yeah, that is somewhat.
Zoom! Oh gosh, she's running through molasses again.
She's not used to the sand.
Oh, no, I know. We're going away from the beach water. That's the problem. She wants us to be going towards the beach.
Don't blame her. You ready? That's a yes.
I had to set up for that one.
Death, always a good interrupt.
Yeah, Foxfire. I keep having to tell myself, remember, it's 2020. It can't get worse. And then I realized it can always get worse. So I don't try and say that. Don't give it a challenge. Yeah.
Wind's freight cores. The wind generated by these lighter-than-air cores is... Would you give me time to read?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Is the bane of beskirted women and bekilted men across the realm. See what you missed? That's one of the better ones they've had in a while.
Yes, yes, it is. I'm sorry. Yeah, and it's not my inventory anymore. Ooh.
No, you used it. Okay, we have some more buffaloes to slay.
Beskirted women and bekilted men.
Yes.
Time for playing sneaky sneak.
Nah, I'll just overpower him. Yeah, I think I'm gonna need a fate for this.
Well, there is a fate kind of this direction.
Good. Because I'm certainly getting XP, it's just nowhere near enough.
Oh, let's see if we can head towards the Raging Buffalo Fate.
Right then. The real source of the earthquakes.
Oh, we've got 4 minutes.
I think we can manage.
And me with no AoEs.
This is starting to move things a little more successfully.
Oh, this is a lot of buffaloes to kill. Oh, shoot. That was a wicked right. Stupid jab target.
Yeah, I've been struggling with that target the entire time.
Cube, stay with me.
Cube select!
Oh, we've got someone here helping.
Yeah, and 2 minutes and we're basically done. And there's my level 32. Arms length, right.
Okay, back to quests.
Yes. And how's that looking?
Yes, the rutting buffalo and the butting buffalo. They're gonna buffalo you all right.
Or at least shuffle off.
We want to go this way. Makeshift bomb.
Several ounces of blasting powder packed into a hollowed-out gourd and affixed with a simple fuse long enough to give the lighter time to toss a makeshift device away without losing his hand. Assuming the fuse works correctly.
Yeah, that's always the danger.
Grenade! Why are they even leaving these things so close to the road?
So the adventurers can come along and explode them? I don't know.
Okay.
I thought it was a convenience thing.
That's it.
There is a fate up there, or you dinged, so.
I dinged.
Dingling?
That's you.
I'm a llama ding dong?
That's me.
Okay. Have to keep these things straight after all.
Someday. Okay, that was slightly odd. Thanks to the draw distance, I could see this chocobo out on the island over there. I couldn't see the guy whose chocobo it was.
Hold on just a second. I want to check what gear I want to... Okay, those gloves looks like they will not be an upgrade. Nope, they are not.
Which one are you looking at?
Buffaloed all the way.
Okay, that
They
is
might for you
Gladiator
because I'm sitting in most of the cavalry set.
32. Yeah.
Head cheese is just money. This is not an upgrade for me, but might be for you for unrefined
Looks it.
methods.
Looks it. Oh yeah. Well, no, that's not as bad as I was thinking, but still, yeah. And belt won't be... I guess that's all casting, and that's all other.
Plate belt is not an upgrade compared to the high quality.
6. On the other hand, the sash will be.
Yeah, the sash will be, but would also the other belt, which is hurt
But
more.
not the battle mages.
That's 27.
Now, why am I not using that on... Why am I not using that?
24. Yeah, the...
2, 2, 5, 6, 7.
Okay, I know my upgrade path.
Hold on a moment. Because that's Vitality, Ent, Mind, Crit, Determination, which is good enough. Okay. Kuzai? Those filthy ground dwellers fell for it? Ha! I knew it. I owe you a debt. Master Jertzweitz will be pleased too, and more importantly, he shan't be hitting me with the pickle ladle so much.
Ow!
Though, between the two of us, it was I who ate the tomato pies. If Master Jertzweitz actually knew anything about the kobolds, he would never believe the creatures would eat such a thing. I do hope this is the end of their mischief, but I think not. From what I've observed, they seem to be readying for battle, and considering we've already got the Sahagin to deal with, I don't know that we need that kind of trouble.
He has a further quest.
He said they were gonna probably be more trouble. Get a grip. Kuzai Tazai wants your help with some crustacean issues. Just as long as it's not lupus.
Oh, please,
Or
no.
Not lupus. Ma'ams, I didn't catch your names before. Ladonia? Rena? Nice to meet you. Even more so because I could use your help once again. It's those quakes that started up a little while ago. The tremors have been sending snippers up out of the water. They're bloody dangerous things to get rid of by themselves, but there's a gnarled old gripper to tackle into the Bergen. Took a toe off the soldier's boy not 3 days past. We know how to best it, but we can't get close enough. That's where you two come in. Master Gigi Ruju had an alchemic concoction made that should be able to soften the old gripper's shell. Here, take it. It'll be your jobs to secure the ill-tempered Wavekin's swipes long enough to make sure it gets several dousings. You already took care of those kobolds. Surely these shouldn't pose any challenge. Yeah, something like that.
Frilson?
That was some right fine work. I can see those blasted machines light up from here, and you've got talent, which is a good thing, because the kobolds are too much for us to handle. But thanks to you, we've got them this time. I only hope you're not planning on leaving us anytime soon. I've no doubt we're going to need your help again before this is over. Like, right about... 1 second, select that. Now!
Hey, Clear Skies! Good to see you!
Yes!
Welcome, welcome! Yeah, we
Clear
pretty much do this leveling stream every Sunday.
So, Clear Skies are here again?
Yes, we have Clear Skies. See, it even says so in the corner. Clear Skies.
Yes! Yeah, I was going to comment, Clear Skies is exactly what you want when you're on the beach like this.
Okay, Frilson, what job do you have for us now?
To you from failing hands we throw. Frilson looks less than bright-eyed and bushy-tailed today. Something is definitely amiss. Listen, I need your help with a personal matter. I've mislaid something, and it's something very important to me. Medals with lions on them. As much as I'd like to go myself, my place is here. We can't afford to take our eyes off the kobolds now. Those 3 medals are the most precious things I own. Please, any help you can give would be appreciated. You might start your search around Goldperch Tower. If I had to wager, I'd say it was there that I dropped him while chasing off some of our kobold friends. If you climb to the top and give a good lookout, you might spot them.
Holidays are a good thing, Clear.
Yay, holiday!
We like holidays. Oh dear, I cannot turn in with Master Gigi Ruju.
Because it's a 33.
Oh dear.
I can shift up to that if you can.
Let's do this round and see if we can then return.
Right.
I am indebted to you, kind adventurer. I'm quite certain these beasts were innocent of all the earth-shattering crimes, but it is well that they've been dispatched regardless. In truth, I believe Master Gigi Ruju knows in his heart that the buffaloes are not the cause, and that it is in fact the primal titan. However, he also realizes that his wealth would not avail him against such a threat. While it does him credit that he strives to do right by the people of Costa del Sol, he must allow us certain problems that are not within his means to solve. Give me the money. Give me the money.
Give me the steel scale fingers. Pests in the pillars. The maidservant Pibalo has another task for your capable hands. And some materia.
I have a more deserving adversary for you this time, adventurers. There are ungulates that make their home on the pillars below, and judging by how deeply rooted they've become, I'd say they've been there for quite some time. That said, these steel spatulas should serve to dislodge the mollusks and preserve our posts at the same time. I would be obliged if you would check out the area and eradicate the little devils. You will be amply compensated, of course. Thank you kindly.
Okay,
little devils, she says.
Wow. Dang it!
Hmm?
Hold on.
Checking gear.
Yeah, I need to put a couple of things into the armored chest, I think.
No. In comparison. 23 versus a 30. Yeah, I think I shall upgrade that.
Okay, 30, 34, yeah. Are you saying those are better than the things I just accepted? Dang it.
I'm laughing with you, not at you.
Ow, 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 ow. These heels are not nearly high enough.
No, they aren't. But you were wearing them before, so...
Ow. I just want to double check a couple things. Right. Stop trying to sell me a brand new ring. I don't want it at this level.
I thought we just got a bell. Ooh, what's that? When did I get... Oh dear. Give me a second.
Certainly. I'm just wandering off in the hopes of a merchant to sell
You know what? I'm just
a
gonna
few
hit the button.
sundries too.
Yeah, hitting the button.
There's the repairs. Is there a merchant here?
I believe there is.
There's a repair person.
He
And a
should be over
Moogle
by the
and-
leaves.
And that's the repair person.
The repair, it's both Minder and Merchant.
I wish they'd mark it as such.
Sorry.
And I could probably do with a little bit of repair too, but...
Yeah, I think we need to kind of empty our bags of cruff.
Yeah. Like jellyfish Nita. Don't care how high quality you say it is.
Oops.
given the state of my rings. And what's... Dang it! Ow.
Are you confused?
The more I look, the more I find things that I might need to be, wearing. Okay. Let's take another look here. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, those heels are no better.
Sorry?
You should be. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Yeah, there was something. That's right.
Nah, that's okay, I'm ready to roll.
I'm still working on it.
Yeah, fashion plates are a good thing. Unfortunately, we can't use them here. Well,
Yeah. And now I need to... No. Meow. Okay, that's one of those. Oh, I'm trying to find some of the cruft that has gotten buried in my armory chest.
yeah, well.
Like those are no longer worth it, darn it. And where did that green megala crab shell come from?
I don't know, a green megalocrab?
No.
No?
No.
No?
I don't believe it.
Aww.
Oh, that'll do for a little bit. Can't let you do something while you're in something else.
Yes, you can seriously play Fashion Doll. I know of actually a couple guilds that run regular, effectively fashion shows. And of course, this is the time of year you're going to start to see a lot of like costume contests.
Also true. Okay. Double check this. Good enough. Okay. I think I'm kind of ready here.
They're kind of ready? Maybe ready?
No. Except for I just... There.
That works. Okay, first off, I think we're going to deal with some small little undulates that have attached themselves to the pillars that we're going to scrape off
With a
because
spatula.
they're so small and such a small problem.
Steel spatula. The sharp, wide blade is perfect for removing sea life attached to foundation pillars.
These are not small
not.
undulates.
Ergonites.
They're still not small. They're bigger than I am. Though if this is considered small, I'd hate to see what a big one looks like.
I can tell you where to find some bigger ones.
Hush you.
Heaven on high. Well, that wrecked that spatula, and now there's another one. I wish these guys would stop fighting back. We're not going to be able to return any of these spatulas.
We need to return the spatulas? Oh dear. I hope they don't take that out of our guild count at the end.
Yes, Gigiruju, of course they will. Only one this time.
No, I killed Jim.
Yes, thank you, Foxfire. Yeah, I'm so very glad there's not a certain fate here waiting for us.
Unfortunately, I think there's someone else who's killed all the crabs we need.
Pretty much.
So we have to wait for respawns. Boo!
I can't.
Oh, hello.
Okay.
There's like two over here we can go after.
He's going after Gripper. Except that's not what I wanted to do.
You're on the wrong one!
I was.
Well, Marshmallow
Thankfully, I
still
wasn't able to
is.
pull off of him. Oh.
It's trying to be helpful. Zoom!
Come on, Marshmallow. Leave him alone.
Marshmallow's like, no! I want to help! And there comes Marshmallow running back.
Yep. He's a good barb.
Unsavory shoreline. I don't want to know what a shoreline tastes like.
Well, most shorelines have a lot of umami. Hi, Gripper.
Hold on.
Eh?
There we go.
Actually.
Okay, what else do we have left? Ah, we got the watchtower,
Lookout, yeah.
which we can get to from this direction, maybe.
Comments. So, for best dressing up your character MMO, I mean, best glamour is generally Guild Wars 2, but they don't necessarily have some of the really neat outfits.
And look out!
No.
No?
Oh, there we go.
I guess I wasn't in the right location?
Is it still glowing? Yeah, just make sure you weren't selected on anyone, though you'll like self-select when you do it. Yeah, and then it takes a few seconds. Which got me.
Back down the tower.
Because of course. And Peeps is being very confused up there. He's just dancing around trying to figure out what to do.
Come on, Peeps!
I don't think Grift is doing any better. Grift,
it's like halfway through the wall here.
Yeah.
Come on, Peeps. Marshmallows not doing much better. I think they're stuck in the wall. Oh, we gotta fake.
No. Marshmallow managed to get stuck in the other side of the wall.
Come on. I think they're stuck in the wall. Just.
Yeah. Now I know how to solve this one.
I'm beating up on. Up there's Pete.
No! You're getting through! And I see one of the medals. What are you doing over here?
Yeah, I remember when I used to go horseback riding out in East County. There was this one house we had to be special careful of because there was a peacock that lived there. And the peacock's favorite game was let's spook the horses.
Oh.
You'd be riding by all nice and quiet and serene-like, and this thing would suddenly jump out of nowhere onto the tallest post it could find for the yard, and then display and squawk at the horses. You can guess how this ensued.
Yeah. Where are you?
Coming back. We finally took care of it by having one of the riders dismount as we got close. The peacock did its thing, and the person just ran up and smacked it. Never did it again after that, but oh man. It just loved freaking the horses out. And it's like, stop that!
Oh, hold on. Over here.
That's dangerous.
Not the peacock.
It's to the rider.
There we go. And thankfully it did not actually fall down the well.
Yeah. At least the well had a grating. But dang, these are
really
big
big enough.
coins.
Yeah. No, they're not coins, they're medals. They need to be nice and big and visible so the enemy snipers can see them.
Uh-huh. Kuzai Taza?
That was most quick. You're a credit to all adventurers. You know, I've heard talk of late about what's been causing those tremors. Folk seem certain that it's the work of some monster. I know from experience that such words are often naught but wind. But I can't help but wonder.
Oh, we know what's causing them. And we're gonna take care of it might quick. Well, in probably a couple of weeks. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, did you find my medals?
As a matter of fact, we did.
Lion medal. A bronze medal engraved with the head of a mythical beast that somewhat resembles a Makote. We've actually encountered lions. At least Australia and Theron have. You did! The navigator's been kind to me this day. Every one of us got such a medal when we joined the company of heroes. If you ever fell, your best friend would take yours. 3 friends they were, and only me left. And I can smell another war coming. Only this time nothing is new and all the fear is old. Sometimes I think I've lived far too long.
Aw, poor guy. Ah, the pillars look sparkling. Thank you, my ladies. 'Tis only a bit of housekeeping, I suppose, but even that is beyond me. I once served the company of heroes, if you can believe it, but a battle with a primal left me grievously wounded and heartsore. I've since
Took a titan in the knee?
took a titan in the knee. I've since kept to more mundane tasks, and I've lost all appetite for bloodshed. This life has been good to me. Too many soldiers fight to defend which they will never know. The joy of learning, the pleasure of ease, the torment of beauty. But I have known them, and yet in my dreams of smoke and steel, I still hear my captain calling, "To me, to me."
And another quest. Which is going to be another 33.
I'm like this close.
I'm half a level off, but I've got a class that is 33, but yeah. The Stench of Danger. The maidservant, Pibalo, comes to you for assistance, for her own fighting days are long past.
Oh. Good evening, mesdames. A word, if I may. A visiting danseuse spotted strange fish on the beach and came screaming back to the house. She is a level-headed young person, so I fear it's no vapors. The beach is no place for any frolics until the truth is ascertained. I turn to you once again. May we trouble you to check the beach?
Ooh, beach trip, sure. I feel a little overdressed for the beach.
I am not going to clean that tunic, just so you know. Actually, we should probably mount up. My bad.
Yeah.
It's just a long enough track.
Heck of a sandbar. What could it... Oh, right. Of course something would happen.
Snipper shell.
Snip, snip.
And now we have 2 quests we can't turn in.
Kind of?
Actually, let's go ahead
Okay,
and head to
that's that.
Wineport, because Wineport is still 32, so we can probably come back here and turn those in later.
Yes.
So off to Wineport we go!
Yay, finally main story.
Sorry. The
Meh.
side tracks, they're all gold and sparkly. They
Yes,
call to
yes.
us.
I see Eorzia is taking it easy.
Coast is the slowest made her lazy.
Yeah.
Yes, we want to go to Ringcatcher Gulch.
I want to see get those birds on that boat.
Yeah, well,
That I'm not losing going down the river.
look at all the side quests. But first,
And the Chocobo Keep.
hello, Mrs. Chocobo Keep. Yes, we're interested, but not at the moment. And then we also have a Touchy Touchy.
Indeed.
Touchy Touchy. Ooh, what level do you want, Mrs. Leafnet?
Probably 35.
35. Ooh.
Because they're pretty much all at the 5 level marks.
Hello, Shamami Lomami. Hmm?
You or me?
That is a you. I know sometimes it can be hard to tell with Lalafell.
Yes. Sweat, crime, and blood. You reek of blood. An adventurer, unless I am mistaken. What brings you to Wineport?
We have a letter here from a friend of
The
yours.
aperitif order slip. An order made out to Wineport Vintner Shamani Lomani.
How's he going to read it?
An order? Let me guess. A request for the finest vintage I can muster. The paper smells of loam and perfume. Costa del Sol. And there is also the unmistakable odor of goblin cheese. Yes, Master Gigi Ruju would not settle for anything less than the best. Durstwitz and his crew must be quite busy preparing an exotic feast, hence his decision to rely on an adventurer. Ah, but perhaps you were confused. This display of deduction was not intended to impress you. When one loses his vision, he is forced to compensate in other ways. But you've no interest in my affairs. You only wish to discuss the wine, I suspect.
Apparently Peeps was bored.
Yes. Not cut out for mysteries.
I'm gonna take the money. And there's
There you
33. Okay.
Time to switch down, start getting something else up.
to White Mage with the green boots.
An offer you can refuse. No, we can't. Not if we're going to advance main story quest. Shamani Lomani would like to discuss wine with you. Life can be so delightfully unpredictable. I always had a passion for wine, but it wasn't until I was forced to retire that I could pursue it as more than a mere hobby. It wouldn't have been possible if not for the savings I amassed during my time as a mercenary, of course. Say what you will about the nature of that work, none can deny it pays well. Ah, but you grow impatient, and Wiskate must have his wine. Herein lies the problem. Nothing in my possession is of sufficient quality for this occasion. The best vintages in town are hoarded by Berglant, who owns and operates the largest winery in Villebrand. Somehow, I doubt he will be receptive to your request, but given these circumstances, we must needs beg his assistance.
So let's go beg his assistance. I'm sure our bunny charms would work wonders.
Or maybe the chocobo charms.
Double the fun.
Berglant first.
Yeah.
What rank amateur bottled this wine? The impurities have rendered it nigh undrinkable. This missile is too good for the man responsible. He should be made to drink every drop of his polluted swill. What is it? I'm in the middle of an important discussion, and I do not care for interruptions. That neophyte vintner bid you speak with me? Neither you nor your friend has a palate to appreciate the subtle qualities of my private stock. I would sooner serve you Gobu Urin than sell you my worst vintage. Begone from my sight. Well, isn't he cheery? Well, look.
He has a side
And
quest.
he has a quest. Put a quirk in it. I wish he would. Berglant, the master vintner at Wineport, is having difficulty acquiring good cork. You call this this cork? This sad squelchy thing isn't fit to kiss my back in, let alone my fine whites and reds. I say you should try again, except that I wouldn't trust you with the worst of vintages now. You're dead to me. You, adventurer, I've had it in trying to get quality for my own lot. Show this oaf how it's done and bring me the materials you find off cork bulbs. Harvesting 5 of them should do. Time flies and uncorked wine sours. Go! Go!
He's so cheery.
Yes. Etgar, raptor round your little finger. Ow! Etgar requires your assistance with a raptor predicament. Hello, adventurer. Hear me or Master Brigant will know the reason why. I mean that he'll simply tell you himself if you refuse to hear it from me. You've no doubt seen those ghastly grass raptors skulking about outside our gates. Well, they've developed a taste for the vines we use to grow our brandywine cherries, and we can't abide that. You must kill the horrible creatures. Oh, I must I?
As long as you're paying.
As long as it's not pocket raptors.
Oh god, these pocket raptors. Oh, those things still give me nightmares. In Guild Wars 2, there's a section that's very jungle-like that has what they refer to as pocket raptors. These are raptors that are about the size of maybe a large rat.
A little bigger, but yeah.
The problem is they come in, the smallest pack of pocket raptors comes about in the size of like 20.
Well, not quite that bad. They're generally around, I think, 8 on the
But
small side.
you basically get swarmed by these tiny little things coming out of the bush out of nowhere. And the only reason why you can even see them is because of their nameplate. Because they perfectly blend in with the surroundings.
And there were many paths in there that was take 3 steps, clear out nest of pocket raptors, take 3 steps, clear out nest of pocket raptors. Getting anywhere was really difficult.
And if you didn't purposely go after the pocket raptors, they will find you.
Oh yeah. And bite your ankles off.
Yes.
Like you were a Todd McFarlane character.
Yes.
Okay, Shamani. I take it he said no. Really? In those words? Well, I cannot say that I am surprised. While there is no denying his passion and skill, the wine baron of Limsa is not a man known for his tact. Very well, we shall have to take an alternative approach. It won't work. Shamani Lamani has another bright idea. There is a chance, however small, that another resident of Wineport can furnish us with a suitable wine. In fact, had you come several years ago, I guarantee this would not be a problem. Alas, the quality of our product has declined significantly in recent years. The only breeds cultivated these days are common lowland vines, which isn't to say that their grapes are of poor quality, only that we have known better. Long ago, the vignerons of Wineport crossbred several species and produced a grape-bearing vine of never-before-seen quality. Bacchus grapes were once the pride of this town, as they were used to produce vintages which surpassed all others. This includes the most aromatic, the most complex, the most flavorful of all wines. Aye, the legendary Bacchus wines were born right here in Wineport. Pardon my enthusiasm. You see, I once had the privilege to sample that particular wine. It was an otherworldly experience. In that moment, I felt as though I had tasted the nectar of the gods themselves. I transcended my mortal flesh and was one with all creation. Now that's a wine.
Mm-hmm.
But as is all too often said, the calamity changed that. The Bacchus vineyards were completely destroyed, along with much of the existing stock of Bacchus wine. What little remains is closely guarded by its owners, for it can no longer be made.
Thank you, Foxfire. Dude, you sure that was wine and not LSD?
Very good. If we cannot convince Bergland to part with his wines, our next best option, as ridiculous as it sounds, is to find someone who has a bottle of Bacchus wine and to offer them every gill we can spare. I've heard rumors that one of the vignerons tending the vineyards might have once owned the bottle. Perhaps you could start by speaking with them.
I know where he is, and it's going to be difficult to get to him.
If it was easy, anybody would do it. What? Do I have Bacchus wine? I wish. I never had the chance to try it myself. Sorry, friend, you're a few years too late.
Aww. I want to try some of this LSD wine.
Bacchus wine? Ah, don't remind me. Used to have a cellar filled with the stuff. Thought I could keep the wine safe from thieves and the elements. Never counted on a bloody primal blowing up my goddamn house.
Oh, that. I'm sorry, little dude. That blows in more ways than one.
No luck? Most regrettable, but we had to try. But Bacchus wine would have been perfect for the occasion. Though I must confess, my certitude could be due in part to my personal history with the beverage. It is, after all, the very reason I decided to become a vintner. After Titan blinded me in our battle beneath Ogomoro, I fell into a deep depression. It wasn't until I tasted Bacchus wine for the first time that I realized there's still so much I could experience, even in my condition. It helped me find a new direction in life. It breaks my heart to think that wondrous ambrosia which once filled me with hope may be forever lost to us.
Aww.
Yeah, none of these are Bacchus wine, that's for sure.
Definitely not.
Okay, this is a 33. Do we want to go do the other stuff and then come back and take this?
Sure.
So, main quest is finally hit 33.
How are your other classes?
Okay, warrior, black mage is already 33, already most of the way through 33. Warrior is about to ding. White mage is about halfway through level. Nope, sorry. White mage is at the very beginning of 32, not halfway through. So getting all three up is going to be a problem, but I will have no problems with number 2 here. Yeah, I am so glad we were not dealing with pocket raptors.
So we do have to deal with raptors.
Not the same thing. Not nearly as deadly. Select the thing right in front of me. Right. And now for some cork bulbs.
Indeed. Don't forget to eat some more food if you need it.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I don't know if this is gonna push us up to the right level or not.
This will push my warrior up.
Okay.
I can't really see the gap in my level anymore.
Beep, 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 beep. I hate these guys.
Can't imagine why. See? So don't pull anything after this if you can help it. I want to change classes.
I didn't pull him, he pulled me!
There. Now this will take some doing, but the other two are 33 now, so... These guys are just so silly.
Yeah, the cork bulbs.
Yeah. Where did they come up with this one?
I don't know. Probably the same thing that came up. Maybe they were drinking too much caucus wine.
Yeah. Oh, there's another one in there. So how are your levels doing?
I am just past the MP. MP.
And the other two classes?
The other two classes are at 33.
Okay.
Paladin is almost at the end of 33.
Okay, so overall you are ahead of me.
Now,
since
what
you're
we
at
could
about half a
do
level in
to
this
balance
class.
the levels out, if don't know if Cold Silver would be interested, is pop back into Bray Fox's long stop.
Yeah, it's a little late for that. We might do that next week.
Because that'll get you a good 2 levels, if not 3.
How do you think I ended up at the end of 33 in Black Mage?
Mm-hmm. Ooh, there's a fate over here. Wasn't there when we left. Nine to 5.
After the calamity devastated much of Eorzia's workforce, the Muljaw mercenaries were called over from their homeland to do everything from slay aether-crazed monsters to tile roofs. However, now, with the return of much more stable workforce and adventurers, many of the Muljaw find themselves out of work and have turned to banditry to make ends meet. Would you go away? You bother me. You're not a pocket raptor. Stop trying to pretend you're one.
Yeah, we've got like more non-fake guys here than fake guys.
Yes.
No dying on me.
I wasn't planning on it. But I do seem to be something of a center of attention.
Help.
There, feel better?
No, they keep trying to kill me.
Yeah, but so far they're failing pretty bad.
Well, they're killing my mana, that's for sure.
Well, don't forget to lucid dream. And if you're unsure about that, ask Baron for advice.
Hush you. Ah, someone has joined us. A couple people have joined us. Yay!
they looked over here and said, "Them's good people."
Yeah, with how late it is, we'll probably have to do it next week, Cole.
Yeah.
That sure helps.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no. Oh, that was exciting.
Yeah, and I lost Marshmallow and all of that.
Oh. Actually, no, Marshmallow was right there. I think Peeps left.
No, I just resummoned them.
Oh.
Now, speaking of such things... Oh ho! You should check the rank on your companion. Marshmallow is 4.
Ooh. Companion.
Which means it's Choco Cure time.
Yes, it is. Give us a Choco Cure.
That will be a big help.
Yeah, Peeps is actually just past halfway through rank 4.
I'm a little under half, or Marshmallow is, but yeah, not too far off.
So let's see what we can turn in here.
Mm-hmm. And how many more things crop up?
I
first?
think at least Edgar has a follow-up.
Do him first?
Yeah. I already clicked on him, sorry.
The conquering heroines return, and so quickly, too. You are as strong as you are kind, and pleasingly made about the shoulders. You can stop. 10 seconds ago. I shall make sure to keep you in mind should any future troubles creep up. No. Yep. Mona Lisa smile. Edgar seems to be in a state of some excitement this fine morning. And this is a 33. The etiquettes, pardon me, wine labels to laymen such as yourself, used by our winery always bear the noble countenance of Master Erbergland himself. Noble, you say. As such, our esteemed Ventian has invited a famed Oldon miniaturist, very well known, probably the most famous miniaturist in all the land, to fashion a label truly worthy of a classic vintage, and he is due to arrive today. I beg you, won't you go down to the Raincatcher Gully docks and meet him? I fear he will be quite mobbed by admirers, and I'd not have him molested, at least until the portrait is done. Where is that cork I asked for? If you believe that loitering will secure you a glass of something, you are very much mistaken, and possibly dead to me.
No, we have the cork right here.
Impeccable cork. A light, porous wood used in sealing wine bottles. Ambulatory wood in this case. Now, this seems like some fine cork. Just the right amount of give. Some air comes through, but not the moisture. I should be so lucky as to have barrels full of this. If only my people were as efficient at finding it.
I'm guessing. Looks like we have to switch up again.
I suppose so.
Oh yeah, that was a good choice. I'm going from level 15 boots to level 32 boots.
Oh dear.
Boots just have not been dropping for me. But I have new boots and horrible heels. Ow.
Yeah.
Ow, ow,
Yeah.
ow,
Yeah.
ow.
Tell me about it.
Okay, Shin Mommy.
Yeah, those are pretty bad. Give a man a drink. Shamani Lomani appears to be in deep thought. I must say, this talk of Bacchus wine has made me rather nostalgic. Indeed, there's much I miss about my life with the company of heroes. After everything the captain has done for me, I could not bear to disappoint him. I have no fear. I swear that I will find a suitable wine for the banquet, though I may need some time to think of a solution. Next week? In the meantime, there is a favor I would ask of you. 2 years ago, in the deepest depths of my despair, I stumbled across Svildrand as a vagabond drunk. I suspect I was looking for a place to die because I very nearly found one not far from here. It was there that a man named Drest took me in and nursed me back to health, and it was he who gave me my first taste of Bacchus wine, which helped me to find my new calling. Though I am still a novice in the arts of winemaking, I would like him to know that I'm pursuing my dream. This wine is my own original creation, and I would be most grateful if you delivered it to him in my stead. Drest sometimes works at the Raincatcher Gully docks, so perhaps your escaped can tell you where to find him. Ritskilt.
Redskill.
Yeah. Not sure is bot or traditional or Gaiden name.
Yeah, that was a perfect meme. Go, Urza, go! Hello, Mr. Artiste. You are late for a very important date. No, not Peeps, the artist. Thank you.
Yes, I'm the miniaturist. Pardon me if I do not give you my name. I travel incognito, such is my fame. Then why are you going around advertising yourself as a famous hold-on miniaturist? Ah, Master Bergliant waits. I will fly to him forthwith. What, he's got a flying mount already?
Lucky.
We have much to discuss, my master and I, and the master and I. Our artistic differences are many and sundry, yet I cannot resist returning for another etiquette. He is a model in 1,000, that one. Really? Well, at least we didn't have to wade through the mob of adoring fans we were warned of.
Don't worry, Sabami. We'll get to you soon. I promise. Ninja trainer.
I was wondering.
Redskilt?
Dressed? Oh, you mean the hermit. I toss him a few gil when we need an extra pair of hands. He doesn't talk about himself, but I sure as hells don't ask. When a man's got a face with scars like that, you best leave well enough alone, I say. If you've a mind to find him, though, then head southwest to the Severed String.
Someone is a very proud black mage over there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I actually kind of remember this part. And I know where this plot line is going.
It's actually kind of important later on. I would not be surprised if we get a recurrence of it at the Bajra front on Tuesday. He's a hunt target. Dang it!
Really? Let me check. I can't.
Yeah, grass raptors. 1 of 3.
Hold on a moment. Before you engage. No. No. Nope, just you.
Okay. Only thing left is some Calibre.
Yeah, I'm sure my hunters are way off.
Yeah, we've kind of been ignoring our hunts lately. Too many things to do on our mains, not enough time to do them in.
Yeah.
Ooh, wow, you got everybody.
No, you did.
As long as we don't get the Gobu, we should be okay.
Yeah.
Hi, Mr. Gobu. Though we might actually want to head back to Costa del Sol or Ailport, since
Yeah.
I don't think we'll get to dress tonight.
No, not at this rate.
But we did actually...
Finish off the fade and kind of call it.
Yeah.
But yeah, we got a bunch done. Oh wow, they all came. They are pocket raptors. And they're not even raptors.
Nope, they're mantises.
No dying.
Oh, I probably should have switched my name. Oh well.
Do try not to die. This is a lot of them.
Yeah, this is more than normal. How many people are in the zone currently? Jeez.
2? You and me?
Yes, these are cluster bugs. I agree with that.
Just about there.
Yay!
Mm-hmm. Now I'm approaching halfway through level.
What do our seals look like? 2,000. We should probably check in to see if we can get a new rank.
Yeah, you're at 2,000 company seals?
3,000.
Okay, that's more like it.
pretty, fly.
And this can be an interesting area to be gathering in.
Yeah. Just checking out the corrupted aether crystal over
Oh yeah.
the ageless Weiss. Someone had a very bad day.
Yeah. It was almost a lot worse.
Yep.
But yeah, things like that is why, well, all of the, whatever this special version is.
Do we want to save that or turn that in?
Let's go ahead and turn it in. Yeah, might as well. Our expert in etiquette has just been by. Simply marvelous. I shall order the chilled white taken to his quarters at once. Ah, how sweet it is to have the miniaturist here again. It has been full 5 years for the calamity stripped our vines. Our first bottling in half a decade, and oh, to see the master's beatific visage captured again. Really?
Oh, look, a new quest.
Yep. Annie's chocolate and a hint of toad.
Ew.
Edgar would have you once again slay his demons. The vineyard wastes much water, washing sugar and chaff off the grapes, the spoilage and dregs from vats and barrels, and all of it goes into the river. The richness of the swill chokes the river, and Geigencodes feast on the scum. If raptors were horrible, then these are thrice as bad. Slay them for us. For me, Ladonia. Rena?
If you insist, you're paying, right?
He better be.
Yeah, I'm gonna mosey up to the bar and see if they'll actually, like, serve me a drink. Well, one can hope, right?
One can. Marshmallow's definitely hoping.
Yeah, he really wants some. And Peeps keeps trying to push him so he can get next in line. Oh, he's giving up now. Bye, Peeps!
Yep.
In any case, it is log out time. Thank you very much for joining us. We'll be back next Saturday. Hopefully, we'll start on get a good head of steam going on a new Heaven on High. We were really happy with the last one. And we will return here next time to go talk to our vagabond in the woods.
The hermit, yes.
Yeah. Poor Drist. Until then, you guys be safe. Have a great week, or at least give it a good shot. And we hope to see you next weekend. Thank you so much for joining us.
Mm-hmm.
I am going to be mean, and since it sounds like Kerwin will probably be doing some more midnight cooking, I am going to just auto-raid his channel. If I can spell correctly.
Yeah, well.
Let's see if I spelled that correctly. No, I did not. How about this way? Yes, we have raid signal. I will probably pop over to Kerwin, see how he's doing. Until then, be safe. Love ya. Hope to see you next week. Night all.
Yes. Good night, everyone. Okay.